Hello, it's time for Combat Patrol Carnage. We're back with the final video for issue 9 and we have our brand new scenario, so it's the biggest battle yet, and we also have some new advanced rules to learn. We learn all about advancing and falling back, two special types of movement that you can do, and we also learn a little bit more about the whole phase of the game. Ready for a closer breakdown on the game in issue 11. Before we hit the table, don't forget to do all the usual. Like this video if you are enjoying the content, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and of course drop me a comment down below. Let's have a little conversation about your recent hobby projects that you've been doing. I've been clearing out some stuff on my table, and I've also been working on a Blood Bowl team for a commissioner of mine. Finally then, don't forget that Combat Patrol Carnage is proudly sponsored by warbay.shop, your one-stop supply for all your hobby needs. They stock various game systems including Warhammer 40,000, Game of Fire and Ice, and even Warhammer Fantasy. They also have paints, paintbrushes, dice, tokens, and many other things besides. So check them out, there's a link in the video description for you, and who knows, you might find your next hobby project for a bit of a discount. Right, I think it's time we learnt these new rules and we'll have ourselves a bit of a more in-depth game of Warhammer 40,000. So here we are back with issue 9 for our final time. As you can see, we've got ourselves a variety of horde of turrets here, so we'll move them to one side. We've also got our Furnace Squad and the Terminator Captain, plus our usual gaming bits, ready for our new mission. So we can now put our paints away in our storage container, ready for future issues. So yeah, right, we got some rules to read first of all, and then of course we play through our game, and I'll show you what's up in the next two issues. So we'll adjust the camera and we'll get right to it. Right, let's go. We got rules to read. So, advancing and falling back. Warriors on the battlefield of the 41st millennium are often faced with hard choices. When is it best to press the enemy and rush forward, and when it is wiser to make a tactical retreat? In this guide, you'll learn about two new types of movement to use in your battles: advancing and falling back. Advancing. Advancing is a special kind of move that represents your warriors sprinting at full speed. It's a great way to grab an objective or set up an attack for a later turn. To advance, you move as normal, but you add d6 to the model's move roll, rolling separately for each unit that advances. Here the Space Marine player has rolled 4 for his captain, and so can move 9. There is a downside to advancing. Once a unit has advanced, it cannot ordinarily shoot or charge for the rest of its turn. However, some unit rules do let them advance and act. When to advance. Advancing at the right time is crucial. Sometimes it can feel punishing to sacrifice your ability to shoot and charge, but by advancing you can reach a better position for your next turn. These Von Ryan's Leapers have no hope of charging successfully this turn, even if they move, so it's better to advance with them, thus putting them in a great position from which to launch a savage attack in the next turn. So the Von Ryan Leaper use their full move to move up to the terrain feature. They are still, however, in line of sight of these Infernus Marines, so they want to move a little more into cover. So they make an advance roll, in this case getting a 5, and when they move around the corner, out the way and out of line of sight. Falling back. Units are not allowed to move or advance when in engagement range of an enemy unit. The only move they are allowed to make in the movement phase is a special kind of move called falling back. Falling back will works just like a normal move, except you must use this move to leave engagement range of an enemy unit. As with advancing, a unit falls back cannot usually shoot or charge later in the turn. However, some units do have special rules on their datasheet that let them shoot or charge after falling back. The Space Marine Captain decides that he is going to withdraw from combat. He falls back with his move characteristic of 5 inches. So, yeah, this is wrong. He shouldn't move from back to front. It should be from back to back, which seems a bit short, but yeah, that could be right. I'm not too sure. So yeah, he measures from the back of his base and moves till he's 5 inches away from the enemy. So I guess that's correct, technically. Yeah, I suppose it depends on the ruling. A wise soldier knows when to withdraw as well as when to fight. When to fall back. Knowing when to fall back is crucial. It's best used when you want to get a unit out of combat with a unit far superior to itself. These Infernus Marines, for example, will not stand up to much punishment from the Von Rein's Leapers. You can also use falling back to open up enemy units in combat with your units to shooting attacks from the rest of your army. In this case, the captain. So he falls back, allowing the Infernus squad to finish off the Termagants there. So this is actually scenario 5, but we've got a misprint up here, scenario 4. So scenario 5, pitched battle. The time for probing actions, scouting and sabotage is over. Now is the time for all-out war. The Tyranids and the Space Marines have both launched a full-scale attack. Only through cunning command will the Space Marines survive against the Tyranid swarm. In this mission, you'll use all the rules you've learned so far to fight an all-out battle between the Tyranids and the Space Marines with several units you control. You can play through this mission solo if you play as the Space Marines. You could also have an opponent control the Tyranids, or control both sides to see how their rules interact. Gather your datasheets. For this battle, you will need the datasheets of your Space Marine Captain, Infernus Marines, Von Rein's Leapers, Barbgaunts, and Termagants. You'll also need 2 Tyranid Battlefield Essential cards shown below, so large and armoured terrain. How to win. In this mission, your goal is to slay the enemy by any means necessary. You win when the last enemy model is slain, and you lose if all models are slain. Choose when to attack, advance, and fall back with care. Setting your units up on the battle before you begin. So Barbgaunts in the corner, Von Rein's Leapers here, Termagants in combat range with the Space Marine Captain, and the Infernus squad rushing to help. So right, over the next couple of pages, so we've got how a Space Marine turn will break down. So we fall back with a Captain, which lets our Infernus squad open up with their Pyre Blasters to shoot. If there are anything left, the Infernus Marines could charge in and finish off. The Captain won't be able to charge as he's fallen back. And then we fight as normal. So we've got a little bit of battle tip here. So in the above example, the Space Marines have taken advantage of their strong position by getting rid of the Termagants and freeing up the Captain. They're in a solid spot to defend against the rest of the Tyranid attacks. Von Rein Leapers will have to travel a long way to charge, and they are likely to get countercharged by the Captain in the Space Marines next turn. However, the Space Marine player still has to consider the Barbgaunts. And we've got an example for the Tyranids turn. So we move the Barbgaunts, now getting in 24-inch range to launch their Barb launchers. Von Rein's Leapers move up, and then after that you can choose to either charge the Captain or charge the Infernus Marines. In the example below, they've chosen to go for the weaker foes. In this case, the Infernus Marines, killing 2 more of them after 1 was killed by the Barbgaunts, but we do lose 1 in return. And there we go, that's our victory. So I'll set the battlefield up and we'll get into our new game. So here we are, set up as the magazine says, and we're ready to begin. So we'll do as the magazine suggests, we'll retreat with our Captain. So if we did exactly as the example says, backing him up 5 inches to the front of the base, he'd be off the board. So we'll back up to there. So yeah, the example picture is definitely wrong. So now that he's out the way and Furnace Squad doesn't need to move as they are all in range. So 5d6 shots to roast some Tyranids. Bring the dice tray in so you guys can see. I haven't done too well. So we got 2 2s, 2 4s. And a 6. So we are strength. Strength 5 the Fire Blaster against toughness 3. So we're not double. So it's just 3s to roast Tyranids. Not done too bad. Only 3 fails. That's good. That's got to be good. So now we need to make our Tyranid saves. So that's 10, 15. So let's just roll 5s for the moment. So first 5. Needing 4s. Nope, 5s. So 2 5s. So 3 dead. Bang, bang, bang. Or thwum, thwum, thwum. Next 5 then. Ow, that's really good. Only 1 dead. Well, not for the Space Marines. It's good for the Tyranids. And finally for our last 5. So I'm not going to kill the whole unit. But we do leave it 2 models. So we'll take away those 4, leaving it kind of hard for them to make a charge, but not impossible. So they'd need... I don't nudge him back. And they're going to need a 7 to get in. So let's try and finish him off just so there's nothing in the way for later on. Can we get a 7? No, we can't. So that means it's over to the Tyranids. So what we're going to do is I think we'll move the Von Wise Leapers over this way. Right up to the terrain feature. Like so. Termagants will just shuffle sideways a little bit, and the Barbed Gaunts will pop out with their movement of 6. So shooting, we'll start with the Termagants. There's only 2, 1 attack each for their Flesh Borers. I'm using non-colour dice. Wait for Tyranids. Hitting on a 4, so 1 hit, and it's strength. Strength 5 for Flesh Borers. So toughness 4, freeze to wound, and it does wound. No AP like a lot of the weapons at the moment. So 1 free-up save on our Inferno Squad, which doesn't happen. So we'll injure a dude at the back. Then we got 5d6 shots on our barb launchers. Haven't done terribly good. So that's a 3. That's a 3. That's a 1. That's the 4. And that's the 6. Clang. So hitting on 4s, as we don't know the full rules yet. That's next issue. So that was a 1. And then strength 5, toughness 4 of the Infernus Marines. Ouch. Terrible. Only 5 got through. So first is saved, there's no AP. Second is failed, so that's our first Infernus Marine down. Then we'll do 2. Ouch, second Infernus Marine down. Ow, and another one wounded. Oh dear, not looking good. So our Von Rhein's Leapers, if they wanted to charge the captain, would need a 10, so we'll stay where we're a 2 as we're safe. I think our biggest threat would be the Space Marines, so we'll charge the Termagants into them. Yeah, they're in. Just to harass them a little bit more. So they get fights first, and then we'll get 2 attacks, both missing. The Infernus Marines will get 3 attacks each for 9. And we'll pile in with our Sergeant and our other dude. Hitting on 3s, pretty good. And strength, combat blades is strength 4. Toughness 3, so 3s. I need a 1 miss. Can we make 5 up saves on our Termagants? Probably not. No, we did pretty good. We did 3, but yeah, 2 is enough to wipe out the unit. And we can consolidate, and we're going to consolidate. Has to go to the horse nearest visible enemy, which will be the Termagant, Barb Gaunts. But it also puts us in a perfect spot to pop out and flame those Von Rhein's Leapers. So now we're on to the Space Marines' turn. So what we're going to do, we're going to move 6. And you'll just move to there, and then move to there. Move to there. And the captain got moving of 5. So he'll move, he can shoot, but he won't be able to make much of a charge. So we'll hit the Von Rhein's Leapers first with our Pyre Blasters for 9, 10, 11, 12 shots. 6. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I forgot how to add up then for some reason. Auto hitting, so strength 5, toughness 5, so 4s. That's 1 extra thanks to that landing out outside. 4 misses though. And that's 8 saves on the Von Rhein's Leapers. Well, I'm second thinking I should have moved the captain over this direction, really. He's better off to fight the Leapers. Can our Leapers save on a 4? There's enough to kill one. And 1 left wound on another. Our captain will fire with his Stormbolter. We don't know the rules for rapid fire yet. Again, that's going to be something covered in the next issue. So he just has 2 shots with his Stormbolter, hitting on 2s because he's an expert warrior. 1's still miss. And strength 4, toughness 4, so 4s. Doesn't wound a Barb Gaunt. So charging, we can charge in with our Infernus Marines. And our captain could get in with a 9. Oh, he's better off to try them with an 8. So we'll do the Infernus Marines first, they can't really fail. No, 4 is plenty. So he'll move to touch the back of his base. He'll move to touch the side, and this guy will move to there, and then he can pile in 3. We'll try the captain, as we don't want to leave him too much in the open. Can we get an 8? Ooh, that's a 6. Come on, higher than the 2. Hey, an 11. Okay, this captain knows how to charge. So he's going to get smack bang right in there. Okay, we're not going to really learn about advance unless we need to advance with the Infernus Marines, but we have learnt about falling back for the moment. So let's get on to combat. So we have fights first and fights first, but charging units get priority. So we'll fight with the charging Infernus Marines first. 9 attacks. Hitting on 3s, not done too bad. Wounding on 5s, so strength 4, tough 5. Only 2. Not the best, but it could be enough to kill that last leaper. 2 4-up saves, both saved. And then we got our captain fighting next. So his relic weapon gets 6 attacks. Hitting on 2s. 1. And wounding on 4, strength 5, toughness 5. 3 of them with -2 AP. So Barb Gaunts do get a save. I forgot how many I rolled. 2. So 6s. Ooh, 1 saved. And they have 2 wounds, so 1 is wounded. Probably not the best fight the captain could have chosen, really. Moving back to... that's one you should have piled in. Von Reyes Leapers then, they're time to strike back. So 6 attacks each, that's 12 in total for 2 of them. Ooh, not the best. That was a 3 until I knocked it. Only 1 has actually managed to fully hit. Strength 5 the claws, toughness 4, freeze. Well, that's a little better. Five saves. So we got our wounded Infernus Marine on a 4. Nope. Our last remaining regular Infernus Marine on a 4-up. No. Ooh, can our sergeant tank it? He can't. Double 1. Infernus squad has been wiped out. Ouch. That means the Von Reyes Leapers can consolidate. 3. Let's remove the 2 cards of the units that have been wiped out. And the Barb Gaunts get to fight back. They have 1 attack each with their chitinous claws and teeth. Hitting on 4s. Wounding strength 4, toughness 5, so 5s. Wow. I don't think Barb Gaunts have ever done that well in combat before. No AP, so it's a 2-up save for my captain, who tanks them. Now it's on to the Tyranids' turn. So we could fall back, but we won't be able to shoot the Barb Gaunts. But we can get the Von Reyes Leapers in because they can move 10. So he'll get to there. He'll get just a little bit above. We'll stay tied into combat. Von Reyes Leapers. Yeah, definitely can't fail that. They fight first, as they both charged and have fight first. Hitting the captain on freeze. Ow. That's 1 missing. And the other one missing all but one. Missing one but all. Wounding, strength 5, toughness 5, force 3, -1, so the captain saves on a 3+. Yeah, he's good. Space Marines get to pick a unit to fight. They've only got the one unit to fight, which is the captain. So 6 attacks with his Relic Blade. We'll turn our attention to the Von Wise Leapers. They're a little bit more lethal than the Barb Gaunts. So 1 miss. And strength 5, tough 5, force. Again, only 2. I forgot the damage is 2, so that would have killed 1 Barb Gaunt. Not wounded it. Not that it made much difference. So 2 saves of 6 up armor or 6 up invulnerable. Don't matter. That's not going to help. So 2 damage will kill him off, and 2 damage will put him on 2 wounds. So the Von Wise Leapers are still there. And now the Barb Gaunts will get to fight, so we'll make room to get everybody in. 4 attacks, hitting twice, wounding once. 2 up save, made. On to the Space Marine's turn. He could fall back, but I think he's best to keep fighting. We'll put 2 attacks into the Leaper. Hopefully that should finish it off. And 4 attacks into the Barb Gaunts. So, hitting once, that's all we need. Wounding. No, damn. Okay. 4 attacks on the Barb Gaunts. Strength 5, tough 5, force. Not bad, 2 wounds. 6 up save is all they get. 1 made, 1 dead because it's 2 damage. So actually would have been a Tyrannid's turn to fight first because of Von Wise Leaper. So he would have scored 1 hit. Missing, 1 missing, sorry. And 3 wounds on the captain. -1, so 3 up save. Oop, he jumped out. Oh, he fails 1, so only 1 damage though. Then the captain with the fort doing his split. That's no good. Then 3 Barb Gaunts doing nothing. So this could take a while, so let's see how well the Tyranids do. Von Wise Leaper will fight first on their turn. That's everything hitting. Don't know why I had to double check that. And strength 5, toughness 5, force. Not bad, only 2 misses. Only 1 fail, so another 1 damage on our captain. He's alive. So Tyrannid's turn, so Space Marines pick a unit to fight. We'll do 2 and 4 split again. Hitting on 2s, good. Winning on 4s, good. Saving on a 6, nope, so that's our Leaper dead. And then our remaining 4 attacks go on the Barb Gaunts. 1 missed. And only 1 wound. Ow. Save a 6. Yay! And the Barb Gaunts fight with 3 attacks. Not doing too good. Fail. Back to the Space Marine's turn. So from my sleepers, oh, not very good. Barb wants to fight first, hitting once, wounding twice. 2-up save. Yeah, he's good. And now we can put all 6 attacks on these guys. Hopefully this should kill them. Only 1 miss. Good. Strength 4, 5, toughness 5, 4s. That's 4 saves on our Barb Gaunts. Can we make a lot of 6s? Yeah, no we can't. Whew. That took quite a while, but we managed to wipe out all the Tyranids and the Space Marines are victorious. So let's head back to the book. We'll read our victory and of course we'll see what's in our next Combat Patrol magazine. So we'll flip over the magazine to our victory page, and we got a Space Marine victory. The Space Marines have triumphed against the Tyranid swarm. However, the margin of victory was slim. Yeah, very slim. The Space Marines captain voxes to his nearby ship for reinforcements. If the Tyranids are truly to be defeated here, he will need more than mere might. He calls for the strange psychic talent of a librarian. Nice, that actually links into next issue. So next issue is the Librarian and Terminator armor. Pretty cool model, love this guy, nice pose, casting hand stretched out, his axe behind, and he looks really awesome in his ornate runic armor. We also get a new brush, a medium base brush, so this is going to be very handy for base coating all of our models. Yeah, the STC ones aren't too bad. Pretty good, but wouldn't really go out and buy them. Getting them free with a collection is pretty cool. It means I do get to try them out at least. But I do have my own personal favourite brushes anyway, as you may have known from previous videos. Yeah, so we also learn about the Ecclesiarchy, the Church of the Imperium, and we have special rules about all our different ranged weapons. So that's going to be very handy, as we have quite a lot we need to cover. Issue 11 sees 2 new paints, so this is the start of the next delivery for me. So Corax White and Leadbelcher. So again, we're putting some more colours to our Space Marines. We got lots of metallic detail to pick out on the guns, grenades, backpacks, etc. And Corax White, I believe I've seen a video, and it's going to be used on the Captain for the Crux Terminatuses all over his armour. And I think it's possibly used on the Scrollwork, I can't quite remember. We'll also use Leadbelcher on the Power Sword here as well. But yeah, a lot of detail to pick out. And just quickly, I'll show you the models that I painted off camera. So I got a Termagant here. You can see all the black claws and carapace detail picked out. You got our Von Rise Leapers, again, all the black claws and details picked out nicely. And the Barb Gaunts finally as well. So yeah, I believe we'll be adding more colours to guns once we get issue 14, which is the pink and bone colour. So yeah, we might be adding some different detail colour to certain areas of those paints. Yeah, after that, we learn about the Omnissiah, and we also cover the command phase, a very important phase of the game. So yeah, we'll be getting closer and closer to a full game. So, alright, with that said, that's it for this issue. So yeah, we're up to date now on issue 9. All my models are looking good. It's time to head to issue 10, where we build and paint a brand new model, the Terminator Librarian. Looking forward to getting this guy built. Gonna definitely leave a think possibly axe arm loose. I mean, he is a pretty open pose, so he's not too bad when it comes to actually painting certain details. But other than that, yeah, looking forward to the next issue. Really nice paint guide for it as well. Not much different to what we've already done with the rest of our Space Marine collection, but it is pretty good nonetheless. And yeah, we cover quite a lot of details, especially about the different weapons we have across our armies. So it's going to be very suitable as we're going to be playing some much bigger games in the near future. So the next mission is actually just a librarian on his own. We're going to learn more about the different psychic powers he can use, so it should be quite nice. So I've rambled on long enough though. Big thank you then to everyone for watching. Hope you really enjoyed this video and found it useful. And of course, a big thank you to warbay.shop for sponsoring the series. Do head over, check out their stock. They got a load of good items at the moment. I need to have a check around and I might be able to pick up some awesome awesome items. So yeah, pretty cool. So that's it. Thank you all again for watching, and I'll see you next time on Combat Patrol Carnage. Goodbye.